Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we are back once again talking about BeyondATC. Got some awesome information for you guys about pricing as well as the current development status of the product, so stick around. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkill's tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining us on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides as well as any future releases that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below. All right, folks, so first up, let's talk about the good stuff. I know we've been sort of radio silent about BeyondATC. In my last video a couple months back about BeyondATC, I happened to mention that they had basically, well, actually there's no basically about it, they completely rebuilt the application from the ground up. So they essentially had to start all over again. Now, why did they do this? They did this because as they were working with the team from FSLTL, they learned a whole bunch of things. They learned about traffic injection. They learned They learned a couple different ways to manage the application. They also, outside of that, on their own, discovered new ways of handling the licensing of voice recordings, all kinds of stuff. They just learned a lot from the first release. They found better ways to do things. And like I have said, one of the things that I really, really admire about this team and why I'm so dedicated to supporting BeyondATC is because Cap and the team could have released a chopped up version of this software long ago. They really could have in the ones that I use, but it would have been broken. It would have had issues. It would have had other behavioral problems that would have had to been fixed while it was live. And one of the things that he stated in the interview that I did with him, the lead developer, Captain, we'll call him, is that they did not want to do this just for the money. They wanted to make sure that when they put out a product that it was going to be a product of value and quality for the dollar that you guys pay. They wanted to make sure they had all their ducks in rows, and they wanted to make sure that when it goes public that everybody was going to be happy with it, impressed with it, and that it was going to be a product that they would feel good about. And they've kept true to their word, and that's why the product has not been yet released. Now let's talk about the development stage of it. So like I said, they started completely over. We've seen a couple of videos on their new traffic injection, what that's sort of going to look like, and some of the features that are going to be there. It looks absolutely awesome. Everything from the pushback to the taxi at the gates to takeoff to the circuit around the airports and anywhere you happen to be. The traffic injection is controlled by BeyondATC. It's completely third party, has absolutely nothing to do with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Everything the aircrafts do are going to be controlled by BeyondATC. Where on the flip side of that coin, to give you guys some insight, other traffic injectors usually will inject the plane. They know that there is an aircraft at Terminal 3B in LAX and that it's going, to be flying soon. And after that, after they inject that plane into the sim, Microsoft Flight Simulator is what actually controls the aircraft from there forth. With BeyondATC, it's going to be completely different. BeyondATC is going to control everything that aircraft does all the way until it exits the airspace. Okay, so that is a really big deal. The reason why that is so critical to mention is that means that at no point should we see things like traffic jams, the aircraft, sort of pointing at each other, going opposite directions in a taxiway like we've all seen before, 1,200 aircraft sitting all garbled up in a traffic jam at the on-ramp, whatever it may be. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing, now, again, they've rebuilt all of the air traffic control, right? Everything, again, has been built from the ground up. Well, here's the development update, guys. It is about to go back into beta. They are going to be doing a beta test. About 50 testers, yourself included, myself included, yours truly is what I was going to say, will be given access to the beta version of the software. If all goes well, I want to specify this real quick. My hopes are to get a video out to you guys so you can see it in action and see it from my perspective. But just so we're on the same page, I will be showing it to the development team first, and if I get the green light, it will go live. So hopefully within the next coming days, very, very soon, we'll have BeyondATC installed here at Overkill Simulations once again. So really awesome product development update. Again, they are going into beta. Betas are always a good thing. That means that they ground pound it. It's time for bug reports and things like that from end users, feedback from end users, and start polishing it out. Betas are always a good thing. Okay, so now let's talk about what's on the screen here. Let's talk about pricing. So they've really done a great job. I like their model. And you know what? I've seen a lot of people talk in the past about this is still subscription based. No, it's not. The very definition of a subscription is that in order to use a product, you must be subscribed every single month. And that is not the case with BeyondATC. So before anyone says it and starts going into the comments and misconstruing what the definition of a subscription is, don't, okay? Because it's not a subscription base, and I want to make that very clear. It is a pay-per-use, if you will, which is not subscription. Subscription is, again, you must subscribe in order to use it in any way, shape, or form. And that is not the case. So let's talk about what we get right out of the get-go here. So with BeyondATC, $59.99 one-time purchase, you own the product for life. Now, what is included with the base package? Full access to BeyondATC and all of its core features and all future updates. 3,750,000 units of transmission time. Okay, that is a lot, you guys. When we get further down the road, we will start breaking down into how units work, but let's just keep it simple for the moment. 6,250 free units of premium voice model. Those are the ones that you guys usually hear in my videos, okay, and in his videos, where everything sounds very nice, very smooth. The voices are really high fidelity, right? Here we go. Offline voice model. Generate voices locally. Uses 0 transmission time. Never spend another time on voices if you don't want to. Now, what does that mean? So this is going to be like your Windows voices, David voices, and things like that, right? Is my understanding, right? So it's going to be a very plain voice, but the overall everything else, the only thing that is different between this and going to the purchasing the audio packs, which we'll get into in a second, is that the voices will not be high quality. Okay, that is the only difference. You will still be able to have some sort of auditorial transmission. You will still be able to use every other aspect. The transmission will still work with inside the ATC. The traffic control will still work. Everything still works. Okay, you just don't get the very high quality ones. Now, base voice model, 100 plus medium quality voices with many accents, okay, uses a small amount of transmission time, okay. Premium voice model, 250 plus high quality voices with accents from every country, uses the most transmission time. So here, let's talk about these three. So this is how this all works. With the base package, if you don't ever want to spend another dime, you get very generic, very plain voices that are generated locally on your PC. The basic model, you get some medium quality voices. Sounds quite a bit better, and I can tell you right now, it is definitely quite a bit better than the generated voices. Still gives you a great sense of immersion. You'll notice a few things here and there that sounds pretty plain. You're not going to get the accents. You're not going to have the accent change based on your region and things like that. Okay. And then the premium voice, obviously that's going to be more like just you and I talking right now, okay? And based on the region of the world you're flying in, those accents will change, again, further enhancing the immersion. Okay? As we get closer to a release, we will do a demonstration of the difference in voices. I will make sure to put a video together. I'm sure Cap will as well. Again, his goal is to share as much information about this as possible so that way you can make the best educated choice for your purchases if you choose to go with the payware voices. Okay, so then you have your transmission packs. Okay, so this is where you buy your units. Every one of these are chosen with inside of the software itself. Do you want to use offline? Do you want to use the basic? Do you want to use the premium? Okay, so what I want you guys to think about it is, let's put this in terms of a gas engine, all right? Offline voices, the engine is off, and you don't have to worry about it. You're not burning any gasoline. Okay, basic model, you're cruising down the road, all right, and so you're going to burn gas, but not near as much as if you were like yours truly driving his Dodge Challenger at 900 miles an hour. I'm going to burn a ton of fuel very, very quickly. Okay, now it doesn't necessarily mean very, very quickly. It just, this uses the most amount of time, okay, or units, we should say, all right. Here are the different packs. They've even broken down how this all works. This is not per month, okay. Again, think of it as filling a gas tank. So if you do not fly every single day, if you are not using a ton of transmission time every day, if you are someone, the usage and the rate at which you're going to have to purchase more time is going to be based strictly on how often do you use the software. Period. How often, not necessarily how often do you use the software, how often do you select one of these two options? Okay, inside the software, I can open up the software. Let's say, I don't really feel like burning my money this time. I think I'll just switch it to offline mode for this particular flight. You don't burn any at all. Okay, so this is why I wanted to make sure to make this video, and this is why I was so harsh about it when we got into the pricing. This is not a subscription-based software. And I'm being so hard on it because the last time that we did a video when we talked about pricing, there were so many people, no, that's still subscription. No, it is not. That is the very opposite of what a subscription model is. Subscription model means you are required to pay on a monthly basis, hence subscription, in order to access a particular software. This is no different than subscribe, or you got me on it. Then, like I said, I like the analogy of filling your car with gas. Okay, if you don't drive your car, you're not going to burn gas. If you drive your car a lot, you're going to burn more gas. If you drive your car a lot and you drive it very, very fast, you're going to burn even more gas. Okay, that's the way to think about this. All right. So I highly recommend that you guys take a look at this website. I will make sure to have a link to it down in the description below so you can start thinking about what you're going to do. We're not there yet. There's no need to purchase yet. We're not there yet, but I like that they have this out here. There's also a very awesome FAQ that will break down everything that we've talked about before. So let's start going through. What is transmission time? Transmission time is used to represent access to our award-winning voice models and online services. Every time you press push to talk or BeyondATC generates an online voice. This uses our online service, which has an operating cost. We avoid a subscription by allowing you to purchase only the access to these services that you need by way of transmission time. If you wish to use push-to-talk, basic, or premium voices, these services all use varying amounts of transmission time. When your transmission time is depleted, you will need to switch to offline voice model like we just talked about, or top up the transmission time, fill your gas tank back up. Can I use BeyondATC without purchasing more transmission time? Here we go. Yes, BeyondATC comes with a large amount of transmission time included in the base purchase, and that really was a large amount. That was a lot. And this is yours to use from the moment you purchase the product. But if you run out, you may continue to use the product, but will be limited to offline voice model and UI interactions. Okay? So again, you're going to get to the Windows speech voices and things like that. All right, but you also still going to get the digital prompts too, the actual text that pops up on the screen. So you still have access to it, and you will still control what you're doing in your flight. Okay, it will still tell you when to descend, when to taxi instructions, all that good jazz. Is BeyondATC a subscription service? Nope. After you buy the initial base package, there are no automatic costs. That is it right there. A subscription-based anything means that you are automatically charged at a specific point in time. Okay, and with this, you're not. Okay, take a break from Flight Sim for a few months? No problem. Your transmission time will be waiting for you when you return. Are there plans to change BeyondATC to a subscription in the future? No. And I can tell you right now, I have spoken with Cap Guys lots and lots of times, the lead developer. I have spoken with him. We have BS'd. We have talked shop. We have talked flight simming. We have topped working out and all kinds of stuff, or talked working out, So I've gotten a good rapport with the gentleman. And I can tell you right now, he is very adamant that it will never be a subscription-based model. All right, how much is transmission time being used during a flight? Here we go. This is exactly what I was going to show you guys, but I guess we'll do it right now, or later, but we'll do it now. No traffic, okay? So you don't have any AI traffic, all right? Which a lot of us do because of FPS. Now, I will tell you right now that their traffic injection process is extremely nice to FPS, but we'll talk about that another time. Offline voice model, 0 transmission time, like we just talked about, so it doesn't use any at all. Basic voice model, 8,000 to 15,000 units of transmission time. Now let's go back and take a look at this for comparison. At $10, you buy 1,500,000 units. So I'm going to bust out a calculator real quick, guys, to put this into perspective for everybody. And of course, my calculator showed up on the wrong freaking screen. Why does this always happen to me? All right, so 1,500,000 units divided by, and let's go high end. We're going to go 15,000. 1, 2, 3. Enter. That is 100 flights of using BeyondATC's transmission. 100 flights. Now, the thing about this is let's talk about this for a second too. At the moment, BeyondATC only does IFR. Okay, so your commercial aircraft are the only ones that are going to be talking about this. All right. Now, premium voice model. This definitely gets a little bit more steep here. So I'm going to go back into my calculator for a second. I know you guys can't see it. 1,500,000. No, that's only 150,000. Let's do 3 more zeros. There we go. All right. Jeez. There we go. 1,500,000 divided by, and the premium voice model. Again, we're going to go on the high end. Remember, his is between 8 and 15,000 and 25 and 45,000. I'm going high end. So you are using the max that they have seen in their testing. 45, 1, 2, 3, 33 flights. So that is a very long, very busy, no AI traffic, commercial flight every single day. Actually, more than that, given the fact that there aren't 33 days in a month. So I want you to think about that. Every single day. Okay? And that is, what did we say? This was for the best value pack. Okay? So that's for $10. For $10, you get 33 incredibly busy, incredibly active, to you, again, no AI traffic included in this, flights for $10. That's a lot. That's a lot. When you think about how long an average commercial flight is, okay, a commercial flight from Tucson to LA in Microsoft Flight Simulator, total flight time from the time I launch the sim to the time I shut it down is probably 4 or 5 hours. You know, again, because now I do recordings and content, so I have to back things up a lot. But again, put that into perspective, okay? That's 33 flights. Now ask yourself, how long does it take you to complete your average flight? That's a lot of hours. That's a lot of hours in the sim. Okay. All right. So now let's do the last one here. And we're going to do, again, 1,500,000, and we'll talk about with traffic. Now this gets obviously significantly more, but again, going high end, 200,000 divided by 200,000 for the basic voices. 200, 1, 2, 3. That one, with traffic, it's going to get a bit steeper. That I will admit. This gets a little bit more expensive. Because at that point, at the 200,000 mark, so again, that's a very busy flight. That's a lot of activity. So that'd be somewhere like Los Angeles, Chicago O'Hare, JFK, somewhere that's going to have a lot of traffic going on in it, right? That's only 7.5 flights. All right, let's just call that. So that's 7.5 flights, which obviously this one, you guys can do the math already. 6. Let's bring it down. You're going to have about 2 3/4 of a flight. But again, that's at the max time that I've figured this out. So, but that's only for $10. Okay. Take a look at the difference here between $19.99. Okay. You even get another 300,000 than what you would normally get. So it's a little bit over double the amount of time that you get here. Okay. So hopefully this puts some perspective into, how this is all working and how much time you really get. The premium voice model, and you guys remember that the voice models are outsourced, okay? It is a service that BeyondATC is using, and that money is going to them. It's going to the service. It's not even going to BeyondATC. BeyondATC doesn't take any chunk out of this. Okay, this is just strictly your time to pay for the voices. They're not getting money for this time frame here. Okay, so keep that in mind. So I hope this all puts it into perspective. I hope it gives you guys something to think about. I hope it, especially the basic voice model. The basic voice model is still absolutely great. And all of the functionality, if you decide not to pay a dime, everything about how BeyondATC works is still included. From here on up, all of this is included. So you will still have the software telling you when to taxi, how to land, what patterns to use, when to descend, blah, 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 just like it should. With AI traffic involved, you will still see the prompts of it telling AI traffic how to land, how to taxi, blah, 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 okay? So keep that in mind, you guys. All of the functionality of operating with an air traffic controller still exists if you decide to just keep it in offline mode, and you'll still get voice activity. It's just the most basic of voices, just like what Pilot to ATC uses, okay, and some of the others use. You'll get that crappy voice that comes with it, but all of the functionality will still be there. The only thing that these packs change is the quality of the voice return. That's it, okay? Anyways, guys, I'm super excited. Congratulations to BeyondATC and the team for once again reaching another beta point. I hope this one goes very, very smooth for you guys. I hope you guys get a break soon. I know you guys have been working very, very hard. So once again, congratulations for reaching another beta point, and congratulations on the success of your software and the new development. As always, folks, leave your questions and comments down below. I will make sure that the developer BeyondATC sees this video, so be sure to put your comments down below. And also, make sure that you guys come to this website. I will have it posted down in the description below. And right here, you guys can join the Discord. I highly recommend you guys do that as well, as Cap is very engaging on the Discord, and you'll be able to hear directly from him if you have specific questions. Obviously, he's a busy man, so make sure that you wait patiently for a response. All right, guys, take care. Watch for the next one.